Okay, so in today's video we will see the next circuit. Mm, Okay, so today we will see single phase, okay, half bridge inverter with RL load. Mm, Okay, single phase half bridge inverter with RL load. So previously we have seen with only resistive load. Today we will see with the RL load. So in this circuit also you will have two batteries. This one battery, more battery I will draw. Okay, so we can say V1, V2. Okay, then you will have switch. Okay, this is switch, let us say S1. Okay, and then because it is RL load, it will have a resistance. Okay, and then it will have a inductance. You can say this is common point. You have a RL load. Okay, this is resistance, this is inductance. Similarly, you will have one switch here, okay, which is connected to the second battery S2. So the difference between the last circuit, okay, with resistive load and this circuit, okay, with RL load is that you will have a R and L. Okay, now with this L, when you conduct L, okay, or when you have a RL load, you will have to add two feedback diodes, okay, which will help you to pass opposite current. Okay, so there is one diode D1, okay, and one more diode here D2. Okay, so this is the entire circuit for the RL load. Okay, you have two batteries, then R and L, two switches and two diodes. Why these two diodes are used is because your switches S1, S2, okay, normally will be passing current in one direction. Okay, normal passage of current for switch S1 will be like this, because the polarity of battery is plus and minus, right? So the normal direction of current that is going to pass through switch S1 will be like this, okay, and for S2 it will be like this. Okay, but sometimes what can happen is that there will be a current during the V1 period. Okay, when you have a positive output voltage, there may be a negative current. Okay, that means the voltage across your load, okay, it will be like this, positive voltage, but the current that is flowing, it could be like this in the reverse direction. So during that time, this diode D1 will be helpful to pass that current. Same way, sometimes what can happen when your voltage is negative, okay, when your voltage is negative across your load, there may be a current that is flowing like this, okay. So this current which flows opposite to the voltage polarity, okay, that has to be passed to using D2, okay. So we'll see waveform here. Okay, so if you see the voltage, okay, I will call it as VRL. Okay, VRL is the voltage across my load, okay, R and L, and this is my time. The voltage across the load will be like this, Okay, it will be similar to your resistive load case. Okay, you will get like this. But the current that flows, okay, the current that flows, this is time, and the current that flows through your inductor, or you can say your resistance, okay, because those are in series, resistance and current, the current that passes through inductor will be same as passing through resistance. Okay, so the nature of the current that you will get, okay, it will be something like this. Okay, if I mark it like this, boundaries, if I mark the boundaries like this, then the nature of the current that you will get will be split like this. Okay, something like triangular wave you will get. But here also what you have to observe is this section. So you can say, you can split it like this. Okay, you can split like this. Okay, so we have 4 cases here. So okay, there is one case here, then second case, third case, and fourth case. Okay, so during the first case, if you can see, my VRL, okay, and the value of current, okay, I will understand. So my VRL, if you see at the first case here, my VRL is positive, and the current, if you see, okay, this is 0 value, the current, if you see here, this part, my current is negative. Okay, my current is negative. So what is happening, okay, if you go top side, it is voltage here across my load is like this, but the current is trying to pass like this. Okay, and this current is trying to pass into the battery. Okay, the current is trying to pass into the battery. Okay, so because of this, what happens, okay, this D2 will be conducting, okay, because of this current that is there. Okay, so for this case where you have VRL positive and I as minus or negative, your D1, okay, diode D1, this one, diode D1 will be conducting. Okay, diode D1. The next case which you have, where you have a positive voltage and positive current. Okay, second case, where you have positive voltage and positive current. In that case, your normal operation will happen. Okay, your S1 will be conducting the current. Okay, your S1 will be conducting the current. Okay, then next case, third one. Okay, if you see, my voltage is negative, but the current here, okay, here you can see the current is positive. So in this case, what happens, my voltage and current are opposite, so this D2, okay, this diode D2 will help to conduct the current. Okay, D2. And last, fourth case is where I have a negative voltage, okay, and negative current. In that case, my switch S2 will conduct the current. Okay, S2. Okay, so these 4 points you have to remember. There are 4 sections for this waveform. and for each section there will be a different switch or different component that is going to conduct. Okay, so this part you have to remember. Now same thing we will simulate and check. Okay, you will get similar waveform. Okay, you check that. Okay, so this is one circuit I have modified. So what changes are there from the previous circuit is I have included a inductor, okay, of 10 millihenry, and I have changed the simulation time. Okay, previously we were running simulation for 20 millisecond. Now the simulation is going to run for 20 microseconds. Okay, and same changes are done here. The pulse will be having on time of 5 microseconds and total time of 10 microseconds. Okay, so if you simulate this, you save, simulate this, okay, you will get a waveform like this. Okay, so I will just expand this. Okay, and okay, if you see this blue color line, okay, this is the voltage across my RL. Okay, so this voltage is a square wave. Okay, what I will do is I will take a snapshot. Okay, copy this in this window. Okay, so I'll just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so what we can see here, okay, this is the waveform of our simulation. So on the left hand side you have voltages, okay, that is with respect to VRL, okay, load voltage, and on the right hand side you have a scale for current. So one thing which you can observe is my voltage, positive voltage is going around 5 volts. Okay, it is between 4 and 6, so it is around 5 volts. And on the negative side also here you can see, okay, it is between -4 and -6. Okay, now then there is a spike here. Okay, the spike comes whenever you are switching. Okay, because of the switching it comes. Okay, so you can say the voltage is between -2 +5. Okay, voltage. Same thing if you see the current. Okay, same thing if you see the current. Okay, this value if you see, this is for current. Okay, we'll draw with red. Okay, this is current. If you go this side, it is around 1.8 milliampere positive. And if you go and check this peak, okay, it is around -0.9 milliampere. Okay, -0.9 milliampere. So that is a negative current. Okay, now the section, what I will do, I will divide this. So this is 0 value. Okay, 0 value, so I will divide this part. Okay, 0 value with respect to current. Okay, 0 value with respect to current. So what you can observe here is that for some part of your waveform, okay, if you see the second section, okay, if you see this section, okay, here what is happening, okay, I will split this. Okay, here what can happen for this amount of time, okay, for this amount of time my current is negative and my voltage is positive. Okay, I will show you with value. Okay, so if you come here, current, okay, so you can see here it shows you here current of minus 0.5 milliampere. Okay, minus 0.5 milliampere of current is there. Okay, and if you same time if you check voltage, my voltage at the same point is 5 volts. Okay, so at this section I have a negative current and a positive voltage. So during that time what happens is that my D1 diode will be conducting. Okay, next as this current increases, okay, after some time it will increase. Okay, you can observe here this value. Okay, after some value, okay, here it is becoming positive. So when this current is positive and this voltage is also positive, during that time my S1 will be conducting. Okay, my S1 will be conducting. Then as it moves forward and goes in this section, okay, goes in this section. Now here what is happening at this point for small part, okay, this part, my current is positive, and if you check the voltage is negative. Okay, you can see here the voltage is negative but my current is positive. Okay, so because of this in this section my diode D2 will be conducting. Okay, and if you go similarly downside, once your current becomes negative here, okay, now it has become negative. So at this point when it becomes negative and your voltage is also negative, okay, voltage is also negative, at that point your S2 will be conducting. Okay, so this you have to understand. Okay, for different values of voltage and current, different switches will be there.